Hi guys, welcome back. My name's Stu and this is Electric Everglades for Roller Coaster Tycoon Classic, part 14 of the main SOS scenario pack. A big intimidating mountain is the setting for this coaster build challenge. Your objective: to finish building all 5 of the partially built roller coasters in this park, designing them to achieve excitement ratings of at least 6.8 each. Okay then, so let's have a look. So this is very similar to Lightning Peaks then by the looks of it, except the goal for this is a finish 5. Okay, so we come in, we've got a chairlift taking you up, and then we've got the 5 coasters. So usually is there only, yeah, since there's only 5 coasters unlocked, we know the 5 coasters are going to be a wooden coaster, a wild mouse, a looping coaster, a bobsleigh, and a lay down coaster. Okay, so we're charging for admission. A lot of these scenarios have been charging for the ride, so I think this will make it a bit more tricky. Okay, let's look at the rides then. We've got some transport rides, some gentle rides. We know about the coasters, some thrill rides, some water rides, which won't be very useful, and a few shops. Okay, so judging by how little space we have, I think I'm going to put my research into shops. Could probably do with switching research off altogether, to be honest, but we're charging for admission, so what we need to do is we need to get down a few rides in order to justify a higher price on the entry. So what I usually do is I usually set it to around 40, and then I put down a load of flat rides, enough to justify the price. I think probably about maybe 4 or 5 might be enough. And then from there, I think what I'll do is I'll just try and build. I'll pick one of the coasters, whichever one I think is going to be the easiest one, and just do a complete circuit of it. I'm not even worried about the excitement rating yet, and go from there. But I think for now, I'm just going to put down some flat rides, get some money into the park, and then see where we go. May year 1, we're starting to get some good money off the entrance tickets. We're charging £40. We've got an observation tower, got some shops down. We've got a Ferris wheel, some more shops. We've got a swinging inverter ship and a twist. I've painted all of the coasters white. And then what I'm going to do then is the one I'm working on, I'll paint that a decent colour, and then it's just easier for me to see what it is. So I'm going to start on the looping coaster. I don't know, can we do it as a powered launch? I think for now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to concentrate on doing a complete circuit, testing it, see where it goes. That way we can open it up, we can get some more guests into the park, we can look at the other one. Because it's pointless wasting time trying to, if I was to build it and test it and it only came back at say 6.7, I need a 6.8. There's no point me wasting time trying to get that up to a 6.8 when I build a coaster later on that might knock the looping coaster up simply by interacting. So I hope it'll make sense as I progress through the video. But for now, I'm just going to carry on building. Okay, so I've completed the looping coaster. It's 6.63, so we need 6.8. That's fine. As I said, we can get that over the 6.8 by interacting it. So it's a powered launch, so it shoots out of the station. We've got a couple of loops and then back, and then these bits were already there to begin with. Now, one of the reasons for the loops is it's not just for the excitement for this coaster, but it's also allowing for future interactions with the other coasters. Now, this bobsleigh coaster, I hate bobsleigh coasters. They're probably the one I build the least of, so they're probably the one I'm the worst at building. So if I've got some loops that I can thread it through later on, that should make getting the 6.8 excitement a lot easier for me. But so for now, the looping coaster is built. It isn't over the 6.8, but I'm not worried about that because I will get that via interactions later on. So I'm going to crack on with building the next one. I'll see you soon. July year 1 and the flying coaster is built. Excitement of 7.28. So what I'm doing with the naming is I'm going to put, when I first build it, I'm going to put the excitement next to it. So I've done that as well with the looping coaster, 6.63. So when I build it, when I build the other rides and I get interactions and things like that, we'll be able to see what the excitement was to begin with and what we raise it with. So for now, the looping coaster hasn't gone up, but this one's fine. So this one's over the 6.8. So it just comes out around the bend, a little corkscrew there, and then we've got half corkscrew, little barrel rolls just here, corkscrews just around there, chain lift going up, because on this one, it was a tricky bit on here. There was just before the station, there's this long slope through the loops and up the top. So what I've done is I've put a block brake on the end and I've just connected it up via a chain lift. Is that cheating? Probably, but it's an easy way of getting it to go back to the station via this bit and keeping it safe, and that's the important thing. So let's carry on building and see what else we can do. Coaster 3 completed is the pink wild mouse. So I say completed, it's not over the 6.8 yet. So it was a 6.67, so I'm not sure what's happened, but it's gone up a little. Or no, actually it's gone down a little. I think that was because I was testing it with one car. Now I've opened it up, added all the extra cars. If it's only got one car, it can't crash. And that's taking the excitement down a bit. So we need to boost that up a little bit extra. That's fine. We can add some extra drops. How was the looping coaster done? Oh, 6.71. Okay. Okay, so I think next up then, we're going to crack on with the wooden coaster, and then it's going to be the bobsleigh coaster, which I'm not looking forward to, but we'll see what we can do. October year 1, we've got 4 of the coasters built. Not all of them are over the 6.8 excitement. The wooden coaster is. So I think that's 2 out of the 4 are passing the goal. The other 2 we're going to do with interactions. Hopefully, otherwise we're going to have to do some redesigns. So the wooden coaster, then it comes out, got a loop there, round the bend, long chain lift, down, we got a helix, some bends, just around here, and then we're back to the loop, and then just up, and we got a chain lift at the end to the station. Decent excitement. Money, it's not great at the moment, but we've got enough. We've got enough to do the bobsleigh. It's starting to rain. We've got umbrellas. Can we see? No one's buying any umbrellas. Ah, there you go. There's one. The umbrella. One thing I've started doing lately is put in like a kiosk or a souvenir stall at the end of a ride. That way, if it rains when the guests are on the ride, as they're coming off, they can buy an umbrella. A lot of litter. Not worried about that because we don't care about rating on this scenario. I might pop a load of handyman down at the end in order to make it look a bit nicer, but for now, I'm not too worried. So let's have a quick check of the looping coaster. How's that doing? Still on 6.71. Okay, so the bobsleigh then. Let's have a look at the mouse. 6.67. Right, so with the bobsleigh, I'm going to try and get this over the 6.8 whilst also getting the looping coaster and the mouse over the 6.8 with interactions. It might not work, but that's my plan anyway. So wish me luck. May year 2 and the bobsleigh is done. It's not the best track. I really don't like bobsleighs. It's got loads of chain lifts and brakes and things. There were a few dramas during testing. But the good news is the excitement, it's over the 6.8 that we need, 7.81. How's the looping coaster doing? Well, good news, 6.92. So that one's passed. And now the Wild Mouse, well, I think you can probably tell the fact that the guests aren't cheering. 6.67. So we haven't managed to do that yet. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of a redesign. I think what I'll do is I'll just this little bend by here, I've got it coming off these bends down under the path, and then there's a chain lift then just to take it back up. I think what I'll do is I'll add a few more drops and bends just around this section, then give it a test and see how it works out. I'll stop the bobsleigh now. There's the test results. If I toggle the chain lift there, put it into stop, there you go, no test results. So now I can test the Wild Mouse without worrying about passing a scenario without recording. So I want to make sure we're recording while I'm doing that. So I'm going to give it a quick redesign, and then we can pass the scenario. Junior 2, so I've given the Wild Mouse a bit of a redesign. We've got 6.85, so that's great. That's over the 6.8, not by much, but it's over. So I need to put the bobsleigh back. If I open them all, it's running on fast forward. When the test results come back, then it should pass the scenario, and we can carry on with the next one. Oh, hang on, let's get some handymen down. So much sick. Don't want all that sick when we're doing the outdoor video. Spam loads. I have heard that some people have had issues passing this scenario on Classic, so hopefully I won't have that issue. Okay, I think maybe we will. Right, okay, so let's have a look. We need to finish the coasters. 5 coasters, 6.8 excitement. Okay, so the bobsleigh, 7.8. The Wild Mouse, 6.85. The looping coaster, 6.92. The flying coaster, 7.28. And where's the wooden coaster? The wooden coaster, 7.61. So they're all above 6.8. It hasn't passed the scenario. So let's just keep it rolling, just in case there's a bit of a delay. Doesn't look like it's going to work. Very strange. Hang on. Surely it can't be because it's broken down. Let's hire some extra mechanics just in case. It's running off fast forward again. I don't know. Let's close them all. Let's try that. Let's open them all. I'm not sure what's going on here. Let's put on pause a second. What we'll do is we'll toggle all of them. Done that one. Reset them all. A looper, I've done that one. The wooden coaster, let's do that one. For circuits, okay, so that one's there. That one's there. That one's there. That one, and which, there you go. So guests are complaining because they can't find the toilets in my park. So because this scenario, because we don't care about the rating, I haven't bothered putting any toilets. So my theory is if they need the toilet that badly, they can go home because they're paying to get into the park. It is called Roller Coaster Tycoon after all, not Roller Coaster Charity. So that's my plan anyway. Is this going to work? It's not working, is it? Okay, so there's obviously some sort of bug, which won't let me pass it on this. Now I know on the Discord, a user, and I'm going to try and pronounce the name. Sorry if I mess it up. Joao was having this problem on this scenario. So I'm doing this recording now, and I'm having the exact same problem. So I think what I can do is export it to the computer, try something on that, and then bring it back in, and hopefully it'll have passed. But if not, we can pretend, because we've done everything. There's just some sort of issue. It could be the way the Classic calculates some of the ride stats. I don't know. I mean, these scenarios were originally designed for the PC version, and obviously there's no way of testing the game with custom content, so you'll never get through it all. So hopefully we'll have a better resolution soon. And we're back. So I ran the save through OpenRCT 2, and a few things cropped up. So the intensity on the looping coaster and the wild mouse was around 11 or so, and that's because Classic and OpenRCT 2 calculates the lateral G penalty slightly differently. So I fixed that, and then I've imported it back. So the excitement on the looping coaster is good. And the mouse, so we're just waiting for the tests to come back on that. So I've added this incredibly long section in order to get it back to the last bend, as the last bend I had. And that's over that as well. So the wild mouse, good. The bobsleigh, good. Wooden coaster, good. Flying coaster, good. And the looping coaster, good. Yet somehow it's still not letting us pass the scenario. So there is some sort of issue with this scenario. We're gonna have to get the best minds of RCT together, and we're gonna have to brainstorm this and try and work out what's going on. So I do have a backup plan. I do have a backup plan, and it'll be seamless. I am a whiz with computer graphics, so you may not actually notice any difference coming up. But I'm going to give you a heads up just so that you can look out for it. Okay. So here's the ride stats as they were when I imported them into OpenRCT2. And as you can see, the intensity rating on the looping coaster and the wild mouse are on the extreme 11 plus, and that's due to, if you look at the lateral G, that's both in the red. So OpenRCT2 has a different way of calculating the penalty for lateral G than Classic does. That's why it's a different intensity rating, and that's why the excitement rating has been reduced. So here's the stats of the coasters after I've edited them a little. So the excitement for the looping coaster shot back up thanks to the lateral G dropping and the intensity dropping, and the same thing happened with the wild mouse. So what I did with the looping coaster is I added a brake just before the loop, and that meant it was approaching one of the final bends a lot slower. And with the wild mouse, I added that extra section just so that I could angle the dive into the upward sloped bend slightly differently, and that dropped the lateral G down as well. And we've done it. Excellent. Yay! Let's put my name in. Stew. Work. There you go. That's better. Okay, so this was Electric Everglades. My name's Stu. This was a seamless change from Classic to PC via my tablet. If you enjoyed the episode, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!